Hello there. Today we're going to be doing a quick project using some shrink film. We're going to be getting our material off of one of these plastic restaurant style clamshells. The material, it's recycle number is number 6, polystyrene. We'll change the shot here. So when you're working with these, basically what you want to do is you want to get all of the usable flat areas that you have that you can get. Just cut it out with scissors. All the remainder that you have, recycle that, dispose of it the best way you can. But this is a good way to take something that would normally end up in the trash and reuse it. So what you're going to need is you're going to need your plastic for your shrink film. So some of the kits that we send out actually have these as the containers, and this is the reason why. So you're going to need that material. You can also buy pre-made shrink film. Another great option. You're going to need some coloring sheets or something similar. You want simple, bold lines that are really easy. Going to be a lot easier for you to trace. You can use, simple or more complex ones, but like I say, the simpler they are, the bolder the lines, the better they're going to come out, the easier they are. For coloring, you have 2 options. One is colored pencil. If you're doing colored pencils, you want to make sure you have white. There's a lot of negative space. You're going to want to use the white colored pencil on them. When these shrink down, they look kind of, the effect is a lot better if you have white. If you're using colored pencils, you're also going to need some sandpaper. This is only 100 grit. You should have 240 or 300. Works a lot better, gives you a lot smoother results. So that's what I'm going to be using on this. Another option, if you want to avoid the colored pencils, you actually can use some permanent markers, Sharpie or similar brand, doesn't matter. Just something that's not going to wash away. You're also going to need a hole punch or a drill that you can use to drill a hole in your shrinked item. You are also going to need an oven or a toaster oven. So I have a little toaster oven set up over here that we're going to be using. So yeah, I guess we'll just hop right on this and just do this real quick. It won't be very good, but hopefully it will illustrate what we're doing. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, because I'm going to be using the permanent markers, is I am going to trace my outline. I'll go ahead and do this butterfly. So it's just as simple as placing it down and getting the detail you want. So now I've got my item there, so I actually can set about coloring. Now, if you're using colored pencils, you would have sanded this first, but with Sharpie, you don't need to do that. Those guys black. Go ahead and add some color here. Some purple. Just for good measure, let's throw in a little bit of green. Okay, so I now have my poorly colored butterfly. So what we're going to need to do is I'm going to let this dry a little bit, which it actually doesn't look too bad. I'm actually going to go ahead and go over again on the edge just to make sure I have a nice clean black line. So I'm also going to want to punch a hole in the top. So this is just a standard hole punch. There's our little hole, probably can't get it. Now you take your scissors and you cut out your object. I'm going to do a rough cut first. Then I'm going to go back in and cut right next to the edge here. Now up by the antenna and my hole that I have punched there, I'm just going to kind of round these off a little bit. Need it to be super tight. I'm just going to go in. Okay. There we are. So there is our butterfly. Now that we've got this all cut out, next thing we're going to do is we're going to put this in an oven. We're going to be using a toaster oven. We have ours set to 350 degrees. You're actually going to have to stand by it and watch it. There's not a specific time, different sizes and different materials will work a little differently. If you're using purchased film, you want to make sure you follow those instructions. We're going to go ahead and hop over to our toaster oven, put this guy in, and watch it shrink. Oh, actually started shrinking pretty quick there. So we kind of see it. It's curling up, and what's actually going to curl upwards. As long as it doesn't stick to itself, then it's going to start to flatten out again. And once it gets flat, you can kind of see it. So that's actually it. So we've got our little butterfly there. Now, while we let that cool, I'm going to go ahead and I'll show you the process with colored pencil. We'll let this guy cool down. Okay, putting my tray back in. So go ahead and swap cameras one more time. So a similar process is going to give me a nice clean spot there. This time we're going to be using Baby Yoda. We're going to try doing Baby Yoda set. So get a rough idea how much we need. So we've got it, you can probably make it out there better over here. So we've got it nice and scuffed up. The smoother this is, the better results you're going to get. But work for us. So we're going to go ahead and use black. Use the reach, 2 different colors of green here. Dark green side. It looks about the same, actually. We're going to go ahead and a little more detail on there. I suppose that looks like a like a baby Yoda. So on this one, I'm going to go ahead and make my hole punch. There. And then I am going to color around it. Okay. I just wanted a slightly different shape. There we go. So we're going to jump over to the toaster oven again here. Sorry, it's not quite focusing. I'm going to do it a little differently this time. I'm going to pull this guy out. I'm going to toss it down, push it back in, and you can kind of see it already curling. So we're just going to go ahead and watch that. It's going to curl up one direction, then it curls the other direction, then it's going to flatten out. So we're just waiting for it to flatten. Well, this guy might not flatten. Looks like he's curled up too much, made him too small, thin. Go ahead and take that out. Close our tray. So that guy's cooling down right now. I don't think that one's going to end up working out, but I do have the one that I made with Sharpie. See if I can get it up here enough to focus. Have some behind it. Okay, you can't see it, but it looks pretty cool. So I'll throw a photo in here, show that off a little bit more. Then let's see here. I'll go grab the Baby Yoda. It curls up in that. Oh, okay. Actually, yeah, Lori's telling me that if I put it back in now in this orientation, that it kind of curled up. We'll go ahead and try putting that back in. See if it is going to flatten out. And if it doesn't, it's Lori's fault. Oh, yeah, it's starting to relax a little bit, so we'll see if we can recover it. But while we're waiting on that, I'll just keep an eye on it. But so this is a really simple way that you can reuse some material that otherwise would just end up in the trash. If you can recycle it, I recommend you do, of course. Reduce what you can, use what you can't reduce, recycle what you have to. But yeah, it's a nice simple project. It's really easy to do. It's great for kids. If you want to get a little more protective of a finish on these or get a little bit more luster, you can get some clear coat enamel. Use this Krylon Crystal Clear, sold in the art department of most stores, or you can get crystal clear enamel, normally sold with the rest of the spray paint. So hopefully this gives you a couple ideas, and let's see what you guys come up with.